I've just finished watching Supergirl, so let's talk about it. This is my overall thoughts and review of this film, and if it's worth watching, make sure to stay to the end. Also, spoiler warning if you haven't watched it. This is not a good movie at all, but it's also not a bad movie either. Went in with an open mind and low-key. The movie isn't as bad as people are saying, but it's not really the best either. The film was directed by Craig Gillespie, but it felt so Guardians coded. Like, while watching it, I genuinely thought I was watching another Guardians film. I'm gonna say what a lot of other people are saying. This essentially is just like an MCU Phase 1 movie. Honestly, exactly like The Incredible Hulk. The second movie in that franchise, Supergirl being the second movie in this DCU franchise. Honestly, it's poetic. So this is the second film in the DCU following Superman in 2025. We pick up with Amelia Alcock, who portrays Kara Zor-El, and honestly, she is one of the best parts of this movie. It is just unfortunate the film actually drags her character down because Amelia Alcock portrayed her very well. Her character is a lot more complex and more serious than what Superman is because witness her own home being destroyed. Not necessarily like a morally gray character because again she's good, she still has the same values as Superman, but she also, like how she said in the movie, she's more real. This film also based a lot of its premise from the Woman of Tomorrow comic book. The whole essence of this Supergirl film takes away the most obvious and most common plot points from the comics because there was a whole bunch of changes that will obviously upset a lot of people, but even just disregarding that, the film didn't really deliver to the expectations you would have expected. I will say right now, Lobo, Jason Momoa, I'm so glad James Gunn actually kept him in this universe because Jason Momoa was bred to be Lobo. With the minimal screen time that we do get for him, you basically crave him more. Like, you want to see this guy more. I wouldn't mind seeing a Lobo miniseries in the future. James Gunn, if you're seeing this, which you're probably not, make the series for him. So Lobo was never part of the Woman of Tomorrow comic, but he is included in this movie, and honestly speaking, as much as I loved him, he didn't really need to be in this movie. Them bringing him into this movie is just another way for them to get people to come watch a movie, which is a fair play. Listen, they gotta make their revenue. Looking at it from an outside perspective, he never really needed to be in this movie. Ram of the Yellow Hills, I think like everybody's saying it, probably one of the worst villains I've seen, has no real story to him. He's pretty bland. I will say the change from the comics to the movie is a lot better because he looks a lot more intimidating, a lot more fearful. I'll give them praise for that, but just the character had no substance. The character of Ruthie was basically Supergirl's sidekick in this film. She's essentially the one that kickstarts this entire film, giving Supergirl a reason to go and help her, basically, right? A lot of the stuff in the comics is the same here, but they changed up a whole bunch of stuff towards the end regarding her character. The handling of her character I thought was okay. The relationship with Supergirl was no real issue. One of the issues I had with this film was how visually flat it looked. Every single planet we visited, I think it was like 2 or 3, it just felt the same. Along with that, there were like moments where it looked great on screen and then it looked weird, like you could tell it was CGI. It was a whole back and forth mess with the visual appeal. Pacing of the movie also was kind of all over the place. Like, it was very slow a lot of the times, and then it just started picking up and then it slowed down. It was definitely a whole mess, I will say that. The trailers also gave me the indication that they would explore a lot more of Kara's past. It gave us a lot of flashback scenes in this movie, and for the most part it was interesting. Again, it was like cut in between a lot of the scenes. The pacing was weird, like I said earlier. It didn't feel like everything was shown in that moment. Maybe they're gonna eventually show more of her backstory, and even what we saw, it was whatever. David Cornswell's Superman is of course also in this movie in a very minor role. We see him in flashbacks, and also at the end of this movie, it was great seeing him, his interactions with Kara. It's great to see their relationship growing. The action sequences were okay, nothing crazy or special about it. They were just whatever. Honestly though, Supergirl going off certain points and just absolutely obliterating certain people in the film, that was kind of funny to see, but other than that, nothing too special. Is this movie worth watching? A lot of people are probably gonna say no. I would say go watch it and see for yourself. Don't let anybody judge the movie. You judge it yourself and see how it is. DC Universe is not in shambles. They're still setting things up. There really isn't any big implications besides the ending of the movie. Let me know in the comments what you felt towards this movie. What was your favorite moment? What was the moment you hated the most? Who surprised you? Show some love, subscribe, like, follow, share, do everything you can to support your boy.